be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Lulu can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Galio counters Camille. Galio is also pretty good against all the AP that they've got going on. Basically looking at Galio, Pantheon, and Lissandra. We haven't seen their mid, so we can't in good faith go Lissandra here. So I think we go Galio. We'll play for some punching in the mid lane. Try out the new Electrocute. We've got Tristana, unfortunately. Oh boy, that's a scary one. Okay. She wants to jump in. We want to... Aftershock doesn't really work past the E. We're just going to go for trade back and poke. We'll have to go like this. We'll have to go flat health. She's the one who has push prio, so we're going to go here. And we want to teleport. All right, good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Strat Chat. Thanks for tuning in. First person today that types in hashtag Strat Chat gets a free Fast 5. You just bring me a game review and we'll take a look at it. We'll break down a pivotal moment of your choice. We're going to be looking over patch 14.13 that just came out today. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. LeagueofLegends.com. Patch notes. And big standouts are going to be Pantheon, Galio, Lissandra. And they are good into different characters, which makes for a fantastic array right now, and I love it when these bruiser type mid lanes are much more meta. Lissandra definitely counterpick territory into those AP assassins, especially. Anyone that she can hit in range with her Q, it's going to be a fairly easy matchup. Most control mages, though, just outrange her and tend to let her engage and just deal more damage over the top of whatever fight she forces, so you have to be very matchup specific with her. Galio also likes a certain amount of dependability in his games. And then Pantheon is pretty ubiquitous, and maybe I should have gone Pantheon this game to answer a couple of the threats here, but very tough to exist as Pantheon versus Lulu, Ezreal, Shaco, and Camille even. So we opted for Galio, who's a hard counter to Camille, has a lot of play into her. I don't want to say hard counter, but has a fantastic ability into her marquee spell. This game's going to be tough because I don't have shield bash. We're basically banking on Tristana jumping in and dealing the maximum amount of damage back, which might not be viable long term. She's going to have a lot of gank opportunities against me. It basically means I'm going to have to let the lane come in. One of the things that you can do against a champion like this is just get a point in your W with shield bash, and because this champion doesn't have magic damage, or at least not reliable magic damage, all the way until level 6, you can avoid the majority of the splash damage on E. She's basically always hitting you while you have resistances, and as long as you have resistances, her damage isn't so bad, right? It's like having an extra armor rune, which is just fantastic. So that's the thought behind shield bash into a lane like this in particular. Also just good on him in general, because you're always going to have access to it. But that's not this game. This game we're going to be much more AP centric. We do have some amount of AP damage coming from Kaisa, but the rest of the squad is, well, 7/8 of this is physical damage, and that's what we have to work with. So what are our chances? We have to be careful with Shaco. Tristana all-in's obviously going to be a problem. Lulu might be roaming with Camille. This Lulu-Camille is a fantastic roaming pair. And also specifically, Ezreal can exist just fine by himself. Some one tricks over here. Oh no, I'm interested in this. I just found out about this. I have to check. I have to test it. By the way, if you haven't checked it out, Vision explained at every level season 14 update. Go give it a read on Reddit. This is my legacy piece, my legacy contribution to Reddit. It explains everything in depth about how the game works for Vision. It's the full, masterclass chapter on it. Please let me know how it is. Give me some feedback. But while we're here, I want to see if indeed the team with the higher MMR is always on red. they tend, this is something that we just learned about. 1, 2, 3, and a plat 4. So this team's just average below. No, blue team has better MMR. At least has better ladder points. I think we found our culprit here.
Minions have spawned.
How do you guys like the camera over there, by the way? Is it okay? Like, can you tell when I'm looking at minimap, for example? That's an important thing. Just how often are we here? All right, we're gonna let... No, what are we gonna do with Tristana? We're gonna shove her in, actually. For level 1, we actually have a push advantage, believe it or not. Bummer. All right, you know what? That was gonna be a tough game there. Two levers. That guy said not on our team. Hello, bluff. All right, so the other thing to look at is to look at like mains and people. So this person was a Tristana main. That's so unlucky for me to be Galio and play into a guy that's not even counterpicking. So they had everyone on their team on roll. We had everyone on roll. Look at that. This is fascinating. Yeah, this is pretty easy on Ezreal. Ezreal's completely busted right now. Maybe we should add him to the list for the day. Has the shop updated? Doesn't look like it. So let's see, what's the pass? What's the pass? Pass is a lot of keys. Orb. Some mythic essence, 25, 50. Some emotes. It's interesting that they made this one get to 100. It feels like it got there very quickly, by the way. Maybe it was just the missions being played. Huh. This would be our worst nightmare up in the top lane. I'm trying to think who else would be awful. There's a lot of matchups. Pantheon into tank can be kind of abysmal, but now with the changes to his W, right? This was 14-12 where they made the changes. Sure.
In battle, we are reborn.
$14.11. Base damage changed, yeah, to percent maximum health, right? And this is why they buffed the minimum damage to minions, because it was already dealing percent health. It was weird that they also did this at the same time, though. Alright, Darius. Alright, roaming around the map? I don't think so. I think we're much more likely to be here and try to chip him down. We'd have to do it like this. And we save the press the attack for that one moment. I don't know, I guess I'd like to be in a Norm's game before limit testing. Xin Zhao and Darius, so we have an easy itemization here. Tristana even, so very easy to go Death Stance and Plated Steel Caps. Which skin should we go? Looks like we've got pink and white on our team, so let's do it. This is more like Kaisa, not even more like Kaisa's color. This is kind of like Shaco and like Kaisa, because that looks like a prestige one. $68 levels. All right, you know what? We've got more combined levels in our jungle top. We can do it. All right, let's see the thing again. Did Shaco's gonna put a ward right here so we can actually cover the mid spot. See Xin Zhao. We'll trace him over here, see what he's up to. A man has been spotted. This was actually suicide. That could have been a Darius right here, and Xin Zhao could have been in here, and I would have been in a lot of trouble. This guy wants Popstar Skona. Alright, let's see. What do we say? Plated Steel Caps first. Minions have spawned. Versus actually getting more AD and building parts of Death Stance and Spear of Shojin. Tough. This is physical damage now. So, like, there's an easily a world where Serrated Dirk becomes the best laning item. Whoa, did they slow that down? That felt slow. Alright, I should probably get some more of these last hits, huh? Alright, Shaco's actually pathing bot. That was never going to be good. Alright, we lose tremendously. This is one of those things where I wanted to get that limit test in, but obviously not against level 3. We needed 2 of these minions to die. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not gonna get there. You know what we will do? We'll just turn this into a bit of a freeze. It's going to be so close, and we're not going to get it.
An enemy has been slain.
In fact, I should have skipped this one to go grab the aggro and pull the lane back to their side, because now I'm just going to get a slow push. Shaco, now's the time. He's coming back. Yeah, is it just me, or is that thing moving super, super slow? This is not good Pantheon gameplay. This right here, the roam's gonna be good though. Oh, Andy's warding. It's the worst possible timing for him. Darius must have warded the path over. How did my lane end up pushing? Not close. Not close. Dumb fight. This is just not good. This was not smart to do. Alright, so this guy knows his champion. What is his weakness? Why is he just an Emerald 4 as a level 100 player? Make it look like I'm chasing him, but really I'm just holding the wave. Unfortunately, they cut themselves off for a moment. Refillable potion doing its work. And we'll walk over here to get our ward while we're at it. There we go. I'm gonna try to behave the same way that I did when Shaco was nearby. I'm just dead. That step forward. I don't think he was gonna get me without it. I do have ult to get back to lane, but this is super, super bad. This way's rebounding already.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Really? He was able to get it even through the timer of W flash. Okay. Well played, sir. Come back around now. Get the push on, let her start roaming.
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Where's the comeback? On brand? Was it's on brand? Alright, so we're going to put all of our eggs in this basket. This guy's Kraken Slayer. Better be Kraken Slayer. If he recalled for anything less, it's going to be tough, tough, tough. Here you go. You can pick this up, Kaisa, I guess. No, maybe I should just be ulting over here. Why aren't you using your R to go forward? You have Malignance too. What's up, Kawaii? Back from vacation and higher than ever. What's good? How you doing, man? This is not the best game to watch. We are not performing our best. No one it seems to be performing their best, and it looks like a lot of people just want to get out. I just walked into range of that, like, the list goes on. I can't even like walk up to this guy. The only thing I can do is hope he hits me once, and then I can respond to his damage. Nothing there. Oh, there is something there? Okay. I don't think so. This guy's not going to take the bait. Gonna give the money to the Kaisa. She's our best chance at carrying here. Nice R by the Kaisa. Probably not going to be enough though. We're playing into this guy's hands, right? He's his biggest spike in the game. He's the biggest dude in the game, and he's huge. And he just hit 11. Like everything about fighting here is bad.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy
I should have just gone with my gut. I said, nope, this is wrong. Don't do it. Alright, we can do better than this. Guess we're making a new one. How you doing, man? It's just one game. We can do better. Dude, I'm great. I took a break from the game and work, so I've been pretty good. There you go. The game is a lot more tolerable, that's for sure. Nice. Yeah, I mean, having a healthy mindset is a huge difference for this game. Taking breaks, right? Building breaks into your gaming sessions. All of these things matter tremendously. And the journey, taking, how do I put it? When you take pleasure in the journey more than the outcome, then everything becomes more enjoyable and you get better. You have more fun doing it. It creates more longevity, less burnout, etc. So these are things that Bill Walsh was preaching in the 1980s with the 49ers, and it's so true for everything really, but League of Legends in particular, because it's so easy. We're indoors, we don't get sunlight, we're sitting down, so we're not doing exercise, not getting sunlight, two things that are like the highest hallmarks of happiness. And so we need to like do things to make ourselves happier, or else you know, potentially have issues with a toxic game, which is, you know, it's understandable. People don't realize how negative they get. I never really realized how much energy I was putting into this game after being gone for 2 weeks. Yeah, did you miss it? Were you thinking about it when you were gone, or was it pretty easy to just distance yourself from it?
Hey, you lost, but I get it.
But also even things like Rust can seep in even after very little time. But one of the cool things that you can do, let's say you're on an airplane, you can actually drum using your fingers and hands as if they were a mouse, and you can actually visualize the mouse button for combos, for example. So if you were Lee Sin and you wanted to, you know, you could practice Q right click, Q ward hop, R flash. And you can do that on your keys, on your fingers, and you can do stuff like that to just practice where you're at.
In battle, we are reborn.
It was easy to distance myself from it. Me and my girl have a pretty stressful 2 years, so it was nice to get away and focus on us. That's fantastic, man. I'm super happy for you. That's sick. You kept up with the Dante times against Tarzan drama. Dude, fill me in. Spill the tea. Those are two of the most polarizing characters. Tarzan, I think, #1 most hated player in the game. They had a poll or something, and I think Tarzan was #1 ahead of Tyler 1. All right, who are we going against? Could be Seraphine, could be Zeri, could be Nocturne. I honestly could be all 4 of these. Poppy could even be counterpicking me right now. Probably thinks that she's in top lane, trying to figure out what she's against. Right now, Poppy is fantastic against our lineup. You can lock down a Varus. You can also prevent Pantheon and Bel'Veth from doing their thing. All right, we got Syndra. Syndra's going to be a pain in the butt. We're basically going to hit her with every W combo that we can. Let's see if we can stay alive a little bit longer in lane. Maybe it's even Taste of Blood here. So her Q's on a 7-second cooldown if I'm not mistaken early. So I'm going to try to chunk her out like this with cut down. A lot of times in fights, I'm gonna be the one dealing the majority of chunk damage to start off, especially since I'm just ulting into everything. So we're gonna go cut down, see if we can get big splashes of damage, let Varus try to get that execute. Alright, so basically Tarzan got upset with Dantes because Dantes got found out for using him as a content farm. So he felt betrayed and released a bunch of his personal information. Oh shit, that's so scummy. That's too bad. He also leaked that Dante's girlfriend was pregnant with, well, probably his kid. And she had gotten an abortion in Germany. Oh my gosh. That's heinous. Man, what a guy. That's despicable. That is despicable. That is unprofessional. There's nothing cool about that. Alright, we're gonna try... no, you know what? And go like this. It's a little bit less health to start, and it might be the difference between me not being able to survive till 6. We'll see though. We're hoping that the runes are going to be able to do it. If she's first strike and probably mana Flow Band and Scorch, so we're gonna have to be on our game about dodging everything. We're gonna try to whittle her down with Qs every time that she's thinking about casting her Q. I go for mine. We have 7 seconds versus 11 seconds, so basically I want to go in for my auto attacks in between her Qs, and I'm gonna try to get 2 off for every 3 of hers. She also has teleport, so I do have to be careful about back timings and how to play through this. It's almost assuredly, yeah, it's definitely a Black Cleaver game. It's not going to be that much armor, but they could easily build any amount of armor, and we're going to need every bit that we can get to shred through this. That's all you got from the videos, but there's more to it than I know. I just couldn't stand to watch that woman cry like that. I mean, that's such a personal thing, and then also when you're a public figure, you're going to have to deal with all of the backlash of people who have an opinion, right? My Q's up. I should have waited to cast that until I was actually in range of my auto attack. So basically I'm going to get 6 attacks off for every Q that she can cast, and that's my window. This time she cast the Q thinking I was going to use my W to jump in. That's showing some adaptation there. Alright, this is coming back out. Just make sure that Nocturne's not on his way to come kill me. I was trying to get that off first so that I could answer her next combo, because level 3 she can start dealing big chunks, especially with that QE. Like, even if she stuns me, first strike is up. No way that hit. Alright, we're about to hit a level up spike here. Ah, you fool, I was going for the minions all along. Alright, we're going to bait out a Q here. Let's see what we get. Not in range.
An ally has been slain.
There we go. We got it off in return, in response. That's so good for us. Now she's out of mana. She really can't live like that. So now we just hover the right side of the lane. We'll get an easy level 6. We've got the absorb life procs going off every single time, right? So we're going to be chilling right now. Please push. This guy wants it. All right, we're going to leave Syndra to deal with whether or not we want the... I needed to flash in response to that. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Never, ever, ever path straight through lane as a support. Always come this way. You always want to path through here because you get to this spot in the exact same amount of time, which is only 1 second later than you'd get to straight down bot lane, but it makes a world of difference, like 4 or 5 seconds if you need to rotate through this area to make a play happen. So now we get the worst case, which is they got a quick kill. We didn't get any punish for it. That's on me. Playing a new champion, I'm thinking about the champion rather than thinking about communicating. And if I had a little bit more mastery, then I might have been ready for that. Okay. Thanks. But we get an ancillary benefit off of that, right? Her flash is down. Not good that she's killing the Shen. That's obviously super awful. The one silver lining right here is that this is going to be frozen in our favor. Downside is she might actually be backing with completed item right now. It's going to be close. So I'm going to have to milk this for all it's worth. Good play by the Belveth. Makes it tempting. You know what? In fact, I have to push now because it's level 7 from Syndra, so she one-shots the wave. No. We'll see if we can get him here. We have to do a lot better, though. This guy's about to end. Gonna get some limit tests in while we can. Hex Drinker obviously not gonna do much in this matchup, so he was always gonna be stronger. We wanted to see if we could have any kind of head start. Obviously, this isn't gonna work, but with 400 extra health, we want to know by how much. He's ulting. Dude, stop griefing.
Has been destroyed. Ally has been slain. Shut down.
Oh boy.
Defeat.
Gross. Gross. I'm not playing well today, so I'm going to be swapping over to Norms. Especially for this. We gotta get our reps in on Pantheon though. This other buff was, I mean, it's barely a buff. The W does help with his jungle clear. As far as playing the lane, we were doing okay, dodging her early Qs and taking the trades that we wanted. The 11-second cooldown versus 7, you can kind of play it out versus what's going to happen every 21 seconds. I'm going to try to get 3 casts off, basically 1, 2, and 3. She's going to try to get her 4th cast off. And as long as I can be a little bit unpredictable, we can start dealing some of that damage. It was doing okay. Pantheon's going to spike a little bit later in the lane. And yeah, it's just we had that really tragic start to it. Maybe we could have played it better, could have moved over. We were stronger. We probably could have all-ended her a little bit more every time that we had the 5 stacks up. So something that we could look at. Who is this guy? We'll see what they have to say. I might throw it off screen though for the note. Make sure it's kosher. PG-13. But that's on me, right? So what I was talking about with Milio, when you're pathing and when you're going in that direction, maybe we can even find this. We're in queue, so we probably can't check. So, all right, so that we have the new map here, right? This is changed. This is different, right? There's a couple of different things that are different about this, but either way, it was still the same back then. The difference between these two arcs, when you're deciding about where to path, from here, you're so much closer where you can affect all the plays in these directions. And basically, you have this wall that exists right here. You walk straight at this wall, and then to get here to this new tri-bush, it's the same amount of time this way or this way. Same thing. So if you're going back to lane and you're going to ward your lane anyways, you're not losing any time. So that's battle number one. But the second part of it is now your actual sphere of influence is going to pick up these areas, and you'll even be able to come over and get a ward, for example, right here, which is something that the support's going to try to do. A lot of times you want to be able to see this. You want to be able to see rotations from these champions. If you get it a little bit deeper, then you can actually see the Raptor camp as opposed to them moving to it. You can stick it like against this wall, which makes it invincible to any control wards that are here. So anywhere right on this line can't be seen. And then, or you can put it like right on the edge of this so you can see all pathways the maximum amount of time. And when you come out this far, you'll be able to get a head start on any amount of motion that could threaten your lane, rather than putting it in the dot bush here and then only finding out about it right now, or not finding out about it if I swap colors. A very common jungle path, for example, maybe even second or third clear or 7 minutes, and I think this is even where Nocturne was. He was on this path, right? So even if you had this ward, even if the jungle skirmish doesn't break out, this person becomes a threat. If you're coming this way, then you'll be able to spot him and you'll be able to make the answers appropriate to challenge what they have in mind. So always you want to do it. Best way to do it is to do the CS challenge and give yourself a mini goal while you're getting the 100 CS to get a push, a crash, a recall, and then practice coming straight back out on the map, right? And just say, I'm going to come back out here or through mid to try to express the maximum of advantage for my team, because your recalls are normally coinciding with wave crash and coming back to you anyways, and there's no real rush to come back. I think this person had some choice words for me. I didn't get to see them. No harm, no foul. All right, Shen, Pantheon. We're gonna keep playing some Pantheon top. It's a norms game, so we're gonna let people pick whatever they want. I want to see more about the all-in early. I mean, press the attack has an obviously huge advantage, and it means that every time that you go into a fight, now I think this is just meta, and we want to keep this. Every time that you show up to a fight, you're always going to have your empowered spell up, and which means you're basically casting your empowered W almost every single time. And if you're going to do that, that means you're getting the 3 extra auto attacks. So then you get your press the attack, and it means that you deal more damage for the rest of the fight. So it makes a lot of sense why we want to go here. The question is, what else do we have to give up? Now, Tahm Kench, if it's actually Tahm Kench in the top lane, that would be my worst possible matchup. That is someone that can just sustain through every single thing that I do, and I have basically no lane phase against him. Basically, I just have to have my E up in response to his Q3. So that means we're not going to go any kind of laning runes like Scorch. We're going to go more like scaling runes. I have no chance of poking him out. I could go for lane sustain ward, something like Second Wind, if he's going to just walk up, try to Q me on cooldown, get some auto attacks. Might also not be a top laner, so we might want to see where this is going. But almost definitely we're going to just take whatever helps us get last hits and fights, and then we're going to play press the attack for the mid game. Prestige Pantheon. whatever, guys. All right, so let's see. What do we have? Most likely it's going to be Tom Kench support. Volibear top, Lilia jungle. Could be these two swapped. Could even be Neferi in the jungle with the new changes. So Volibear, almost mandatory to go second wind against him. But unflinching is also fantastic. It's also very good against Lilia's sleep and Varus's R and Tom Kench's W. So a lot of the things that they might be doing to try to stymie me. The question is, do I want to go for any kind of all-ins here? Last Stand is the all-in rune for sure. Presence of Mind means I can go for more chip damage early. I can try to throw Qs, avoid the W trades. Once he starts getting W, I basically need to end the trade. Alright, we'll go like this. Teleport still might be better. I'm still going to try to get some more fights in with Ignite. Obviously, we will want to keep Flash. We'll try to see what we get out of this. We'll have fun either way. Unless it's a Varus top. No, if it's Varus top, we're just going to all in. Try to get him to pop barrier. Press the attack Varus. Interesting. They just amplified the spell. This was the most complicated of all the patch notes. Win rate went way down, but his top win rate went up. That would make sense because his on hit build got better. So this actually might be a Varus.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Hugging this wall won't be seen here. Three ignites is way too many. This is actually a scary bot lane. It's got to be still Volibear top, right?
Minions have spawned.
No, he really got all three, huh? Bummer. Oh, wrong target. I want this melee dead, not the caster. Most people dodge upwards, have you noticed?
Before you fight, you must rise.
Alright, I've shot up twice, so his next dodge should be bot. We're about to hit flash kill radius. Do we do it under turret? Yes, we do. No, I did the thing, the worst thing possible. Alright, anyways, that's a valuable lesson to be learning here. Nice. Whee! You have to go in, when you cast that, you have to let the 3 auto attacks go off. I didn't do it. That's on me. Little trick right here with refillable, you can get the charges, get a little tick, just just a tick faster each time. Probably not worth the amount of attention that you could be using on other things on the map, but neat little trick. Was much more prevalent with the corrupting potion that gave you the instant bonus. Alright, it's going to be close whether or not I actually stop the background. No, we're not there. Lilia is right here. Karma roamed mid to get a 1v2. No. The fear's down bot. I'm crazy. Alright, it's just me up here. This is perfect time for us to do our little limit test. E.
Because we fall.
Forgot about his dodging.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Could have cast my E there.
An ally has been slain.
Shh. Man, I don't know if that's a little bit of lag, but that was definitely slow. That's okay. We're just getting used to the animations right now. No dash on the jungler means we can ward this spot. It also gets the mid laner. I'm doing it right now because I don't want to miss the minions. It's the only real window I'll have. If I stay for the wave, then I'm putting myself at risk for the gank coming straight back onto me. Still going up. Still going up. How do you miss? Auto? 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 Whee! What do we think? Do we get the most out of that? Oh no.
Rise up in spite of them.
All right.
I have heard it all go silent.
this guy has not gone up.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain. We are what we overcome. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
I am the tip of the spear.
Double kill.
Is the only thing that ever embraced me.
And the flash went off. Alright, well, we're certainly finding what we're not good at.
Can have me when I am done.
Alright, that lane's coming back out to a guy that's absolutely annihilating me. We're going to try to get this Ezreal super far ahead. We're going to play the ADY, Dangerous Boy Addy style. These guys are roaming already. Interesting. 3 seconds on Rift Void grubs. They could easily be over there. I don't think they see us. I don't think they saw us. And now Varus is going to be still tempted to hold this, and now there's no one in bot wave. We have an 0-3 Volibear, 0-4. What's his face? Now we ult top wave. Not bad. Ooh, I should have played for the flash. This guy's got the Remora, so we easily get this push here. No, really? I'm alive. I'm alive. Varus is showing middle, so there's no threats here. There's the Lilia. Neferi's the only other person, but we're gonna be faster than them. That would have been sick if it were like in a Kali spell that could have come all the way back to base. That would have been amazing. Alright, let's see. Black Cleaver. We're gonna go here. We're gonna do this and like that.
It is not why I fight, but who I fight for.
Solar Baka is clowning people with hybrid bruiser APG build. Yeah, the AP's so nice. But yeah, especially with that buff. Now that Triforce, like Triforce Landry's might have already just been the best item combo anyways, and they just buffed it, right? So that makes sense. But I mean, it's tough because GP is going to be one of the hardest champions in the entire game to play. Oh, LeBlanc went after the bad boys. We don't want that. So, you know, one tricks are going to be able to find that advantage first, yeah? Oh, that's on me, probably. Gonna help her with this. This one's already getting close, but we want Belveth to get the gold. And we want to get more Remora spawns. We could have just resisted those. Probably should have. We're definitely not. We're not thinking in Pantheon brain yet.
Pressing forward is not the same as running from your mistakes.
I'm not sure if this should maybe be third instead. Right, because the extra spell damage doesn't really matter until you start having, you know, 10 points in your main abilities. Definitely makes a difference, but it's not. I mean, the Q poke is a big deal. We'll let the LeBlanc get this. This is a good job by Karma. I had a Q flash. That's the first time I've ever seen it not work. Late right here. Oh. Vision. Babu stopped me that one. Spoo Bus got 8 seconds on it. We can't make it. Did he get that spawn off in time? I'm gonna go with because he's got the Remora. There's no way they come here.
Your team has destroyed.
That was a half-hearted effort. We get punished for it. Alright, 1200, so we'll pick up mid-wave and then we will go back. We have to give this up. Her warding this doesn't even make any sense. Like, you just don't need to do it, right? It's obviously theirs. We know they're going to go take it. They know it's theirs. We know it's theirs. So better to set up on Baron. That'll be too long. If Spear of Shogun's complete, then we have enough there for that.
An enemy has been slain.
Now we have the worst amount of gold too. We might have to sell this control ward. Nice job. That's a one of these. Did we get an assist in there? Must be. Dude, she got railed.
An ally has
Alright, we're gonna have Spear of Shojin. Oh no, Nefir's gonna get 2 kills. No, we're good, we're good, we're good. We do this. It is a Norms game though, so there's a like pretty high chance that they won't want to go anyways. But we'll ping for it. We'll ping like this, and we'll type Baron. It was just not a... It was a fine fight to test out and have some fun with it and see what we're going to do. Obviously, you do not want to fight that. You're coming off of Baron, you want to shop. People are low, the debuffs from the Baron buff, etc., etc., etc. They're coming out of base, they've shopped, we haven't. All the reasons are multiple. Now, the thing about this build is we're not getting Eclipse. And Eclipse might just be Pantheon's single best item. So it feels weird. And I feel like I don't even want to go any further with it because Eclipse is so paramount to short trading, and especially all these like spellcaster bruiser types. They need to have Eclipse for that short trade. It has been nerfed a little bit, but it just feels kind of bad to not have it, you know. I meant to get that E up a little bit later. When Lily is casting her R, you want to put up that E so that it's channeling during that moment, not before. Yeah, the barrel buff was pretty insane. So what's he going? Is he going Triforce, Spear of Shojin, Leandries? Is that his combo? That's exactly it, but he also buys the hyper shot. Oh, so he just goes hyper shot for the poke, the Q poke, hyper shot Sheen, and just cues them in the face during lane phase. He builds it 4th. Are you talking about Navori Quick Blades or whatever splinter blades, whatever it's called, the new item. I want to go after this kill because it means that we will also get this kill. Right, if you go after Volibear, then you might actually walk yourself into a position where Tahm Kench can save them. Dude, that's slow. Whew. Flicker Blade, Navori Flicker Blade. Dude, this Karma skin is fire. Now we are winning. Anytime you are winning, you want to get the sword as far as you can in mid lane. Whatever the game script plus the number of turrets that are down mid, that is always going to be your answer for how far you should be pushing your ward line. We'd like to get a little bit more in these spots. Let's see. Part of me wants to shop before this dragon, but part of me is also knows that we're very strong here. So getting a little bit of extra pressure, pushing another wave in and going straight to the dragon is a completely reasonable place. Let's test his auto range. Woo! Don't need any of this. We don't need this. We don't need this. There's potentially 4 bad guys right around the corner in there. That's interesting though, because that's a position that what's his face used to have. Fizz used to be in a position where he could go Sheen. I mean, you still can with the Lich Bane. One of the reasons that Lich Bane does so well. Oh, we're both dead. Did that just go right over her head? This is just bad macro. Mage Assassin wants to go push the short lane. Short lane relative to whatever the next objective is. You want your ranged characters here. So you'd generally want Karma Israel pushing mid, Belveth in between, and LeBlanc here with the teleport or the global and the bot lane so that they can basically just from here I can ult to the Baron Pit. And so my job would be to get this past halfway and then get to about this point, take over this area. That said, just because LeBlanc is fighting for things doesn't mean I need to do it. And at this point, I feel comfortable enough with the kit that I shouldn't be taking any of these. I shouldn't be taking any of these fights unless I want to, because I'm not going to get good information about what kind of fights I want if I'm just listening to other people. So let's see. Opportunity gave more. What was the change that they did for this?
Shut down.
Watching him play it earlier, he was putting in work. Triforce, Shojin, Landry's Horizon Focus. Horizon Focus. Interesting. Horizon Focus will reveal everyone with the ultimate and deal more damage with the ultimate globally, and also the barrel chain would also have the effect. Did they give an AP ratio to the barrels as well? Powder keg, no, it's just a big slow. What's up, Spacebo? I will get to it in a second. Remind me. That's why I just went to the patch notes to go look up. Remind me what we're working with here. Oh, right, they split it up between melee and ranged. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be the premium item anymore. Basically, it was way too good of a stat stick before, and it made it just the winningest item across multiple brackets. Even on champions where it was just like only okay. Found our fight. GG. We have a Baron, that's an end angle.
An ally has been killed.
Now, ideally, you come in here and you actually tank for the minions. You don't want any of them to die. So I'm going to take some of this. Karma shields me, right? I don't lose any HP. Then we can come in and we can take the rest. This is what we were talking about. A lot of people wouldn't think that they could end from that position, but you can see how easy it was. Oh, you have everybody alive. You have your Fed members. You've got the Baron buff. You can win from that spot every single time. So yeah, the casters are going to be a little bit worse, but the extraction speed is better. It's certainly going to be much better on melees, especially melee assassins, and it's going to be very good for them, right? Just the idea, I'm going to skirt around the map, and I'm going to take a fight, and then I've got the move speed to get out. It's like having phase rush, but in your build, so you don't even need to get phase rush anymore. So on Senna, I mean, Senna, it's not best anymore, isn't it? Like on Senna, it was only barely best, if I'm recalling. It might still be just plenty. But is the move speed just on the melees? No, they give it to the casters too, right? If you still get it on the casters, you're gonna be fine. Extraction bonus speed, as long as, yeah, this wasn't touched as far as casters can still get it. So in Senna specifically, it's going to be fine because she's looking to disengage at all times. So auto Q auto is still going to give you the out. Or what do we get? We got is this on death? Hold on. Let me make sure we get this. There's always so much, especially with new items. Takedowns against the enemy champion. So when you're going in, I mean, it's certainly much better. It's much more effective on champions like Pantheon, like the AD Assassins. On Senna, it's a small thing, the amount of lethality. It is there. It's a small amount, though. Because this is just the extra passive portion. It's still going to be fine. I imagine she's still going to be winning the most with it. No, not even. I mean, this is a tiny sample size. This is where my inclination has been. Let's see if we go back further. Kraken Slayer is just so good that it's tough to imagine, but no, not even here. Opportunity. Senna's just in a tough spot. Oh, well, we don't want a first item. We want a second. Opportunity. Yeah, Edge of Night's always been competing with it. Kraken Slayer's fine. They gave her back her crit scaling, right? Yeah, it's tough to say. It's certainly going to bring it down and bring them closer together. We know that it's not Umbroglaive, right? Umbroglaive costs too much, and it's not the one shot on the wards that it used to be, so it's not nearly as good in those situations. All right, let's go back and refresh on Senna, because Senna is literally the most patched champion in the history of the game. This almost screams to me that like Triforce should be should be good. It's going to be tough because you're not going to be on that kind of econ. 5 and 2. Only 7 people have built it. What if we go back? What if we go back longer? This Triforce hasn't changed. I was advocating for Triforce when they first made this patch. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of high. It's a small sample size again, but I don't know. What else could we ask for? And if that were the case, what would it be? Would it be like a quirky build where you go Triforce into like tier plus Triforce into Infinity Edge and you just try to go with the crit from there? I don't know if that's right. I like Black Cleaver on her a lot, but Black Cleaver normally has to be more like a luxury item. For each stack of Mist, gain additional bonus attack damage. For every 20 stacks, she also gains bonus range and 10% critical strike chance. So I always like Infinity Edge second because of this. And she's going to have such high base damage numbers because of that. Yeah, I personally would be going Triforce into Eye Edge. It's a super expensive build, and then you'd have to go Rapid Fire Cannon to play with range, or to get attack move speed. You could go Phantom Dancer if they have a lot of bruisers that are like charge you down types, like Darius and Garen, Udyr. It's still, I mean, this extra lethality scaling ever since they got this, right? You know what? I'll put in a game of support Senna. We'll go for Triforce first. It would take forever to build, and that would be the big problem, and there would be very few like spikes to go with it. Phage is very, very nice. Phage is a great laning item for a ranged champion to be able to move around in and out of combat. Let's just make sure that we're not missing things here. A little bit of extra move speed makes it a little bit easier to get that third or fourth attack off to go, you know, 2 hits on one person, 2 hits on the other. Sheen would apply to the first target hit on the Q. I actually don't even know if it would pass all the way through. This is going to be pretty blind for me. It's been a long time. This is one of these champions that is just like they're always going to be moving it so much that unless you're a one trick, so I'm going to pass off whatever Magifelix is doing is probably the best. But or you know, just top Senna players if you have someone that you follow for Senna. You can pick my page. What do you want? Except it's got to be flat health. Part of me wonders if this is better. They have similar win rates? Okay, similar across the board. Alright, let's see if we can sort by just Triforce. This is not the best lane in the world either.
Fights alone in the mist.
Alright, fleet and approach velocity seems good. We can do this. We can also go... Normally I like a roaming style. I like to be the person who's in the river. It looks like Gathering Storm has a pretty high win rate. This is a small sample size, of course, but worth considering. Or we could go for the maximum amount of poke in lane. We have to have combat stats against Lucian, so this is basically going to dictate everything for me here. You want press the attack? I guess this might be the only way to actually fight back against these guys. Auto Q auto. So we're gonna have to start fights with auto Q auto. We're gonna have to get into that mindset. That seems super risky with this composition. Yeah, press the attack is really good against Blitz because he has some of the worst stats in the game. He does have the hook, so you think that you have a lot of chance to create fights. But with that horrible stat profile, you can actually just take fights and turn them right on their head. So does that mean that we're gonna go here and here? And we're going to like flat out brawl in the early game? I think it does. Alright, this game is sponsored by Spacebow. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. One of the least appreciated tactics in the game is just fight Blitz, invade the Blitz, right? Just collide head first, let him cast a Q, and rather than flashing away, just start fighting. And save your flash for when you're quarter health. Make them flash backwards into your team where they can all just get picked off. If they have perfect coordination and they all flash together and secure the kill, and then they have better team fight from then on, then they can have a profitable play. Do you want me to go longsword first? There's like a world where we go longsword refillable and then we bring the world atlas. I'll keep it more standard though. It's a little bit more tech. This is a situation 100% of the time back when we were talking about metas in and before, way before MSI, early weeks of the year. This would be Doran's Blade 100%. 4-man Q. Oh, that was not the angle I wanted. I don't know that I even want this. And you know what? With 5 people there, I should have just backed off. What I'm talking about is, with 5 people, you just take this fight and you say, all right, sweet. AoE from Akali, AoE from Talon, AoE from Belveth, and you just take that fight and you just rip them apart because Blitzcrank dealt single target damage to one person. Yeah, this was not prescribed. All right, let's see. What are some things that we want to remember? We want to definitely be part of the Void Grubs. So we're going to take the 5-minute wave and crash it. We could do it with the 4-minute cannon and try to crash that and make it come back to Jhin. He'd be 4 pushing into level 5. No. Okay, he got it. And he got the full level 2. He got all the camps. Talon can deal more damage back here. Alright, we're just gonna let Jhin get his stacks off. This guy has no Q. This guy should just start taking that fight. Blitzcrank's Q will be up. Jin's gonna be level 2 right now. Come on, start fighting these guys.
An enemy has been slain.
I want to get this wave crashed in, and I want to reset back before their jungler can decide to turn on us. Alright, we're going to want more combat stats if it does come to it. Queuing through the wave whenever I can because I want to keep this pressure on them. After this is going to be my ward timer. I need Jhin to push a little bit harder here. Do you know how Q works with Sheen? Is it going to hit just the first target, or is it going to pass through?
You are mourned.
That was not going to hit. We want this to come back to us, right? This becomes gankable for Bel'Veth. And they're not going to hit the level 4 here. Jin's going to be the only person on 4. So he might be looking to say, hey, let's just fight. But I don't want to just pick a fight right now. I'm looking up in the river. Though at this Fizz Eve combo that are getting a little bit jazzy. I could be getting way more attacks off. Too predictable, my friend. Too predictable. Alright, I'm gonna recall right now. I'm gonna ping back for this guy. I'm gonna get out of XP range so that they think that maybe I'm warding, maybe I'm just doing something, but I'm really getting out onto the map because it's 5 minutes and I want to start setting up for this thing. It does spawn at 6 now. What do I want? More AD or this? Doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. This might even just be too early, but basically they gave us the perfect spot. They're weak. Jin's got full everything resources. He can just sit here on this wave. Unfortunately, he's not even trying to do this, but it does put me in a position where maybe I can create a counter gank. We're good, dog. We've had enough of them. Talon dead again? Shit. One thing I've been trying to implement in my game is to back off far enough so my AD can get the full amount of gold for plates. Yeah, that's a big deal, right? That adds up over time. Oh. I cannot stop. Like right now, imagine if Talon, instead of whining or backpinging or anything, if we had done this 5 seconds faster and just come to this lane. This guy's issues are not someone leeching experience. I thought the cannon would always drop. Did it not right there? Did they just change it? Good guess, support player. This guy's getting gapped. What do you think? I should be trading off of them and trying to use stacks on them, not on the minions as much as possible. Alright, that's his E cooldown. Belveth is coming in for a gank. Can't dive because Talon's absolutely not going to have any of it. The wrong one. Alright, lane's coming back. Gonna try to make a play up here. Oh no, Belveth. I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. We don't got it. We don't got it, not even close. We also hadn't shopped in forever, so plenty to fix here. Where are we going? Berserkers or Lucid? Or Swifties? Hold on, we've got Charm Slow. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna try this and this. Okay.
The more blood on your hands, the harder it is to let go.
This guy's gonna keep complaining about it. We're gonna try to show him how good. Look, tempo. Yikes. Take the fight, Akali. We're good. You're good. Oh, careful with that. Gonna just zone one.
Is a sacrifice. An enemy has been slain.
Too late. Alright, we're almost at Blood Song.
Scars. An ally has been slain. Lucian thought I was lost, but I was only changed.
Your turret has been
forgive. No one else has to. It's just nice not to be in catacombs.
Oh, I thought that was me. Oh my goodness. I was sitting there like, okay, I'm getting rooted. Let's get ready. Nope. Alright, but guess what time it is? Oh my gosh, I went Bloodsong. Of course, that's why you don't go Triforce. Alright, so if you were going to go this, I would have to sell this item and rebuy it, right? And then it would rebuy as whatever I want.
Why should today be any different?
It's very, very deep.
If life is
Alright, so it does not look like the Sheen proc works there. I thought that going east, that she couldn't target me would be enough, but she had the ult, she had enough damage up front. So what would we go instead? Zazax and Poke? Solstice Slay?
your turret has been destroyed.
Let's try Solstice Slay.
So loud, you can't hear your own.
There's chance, right? We can make this work. The damage is going to be legit, but of course, like, what was I thinking? Triforce and Bloodsong. They're just like, Bloodsong just goes so naturally with Senna. I'd like Jhin to come over here. Celestial Opposition would be interesting, especially in this game against all these assassins. Did I just walk that on? No, I hit him, right? That guy's super squishy. She's big. Apparently we won't have to wait long for this. Hey, got one. Gold is reset.
Everything that's happened, your turret has been destroyed.
This guy's going Bruiser. Alright, so they're scaling. Belveth is going to be okay. Eve is already on 25 stacks. Keep this outside the turret for anyone who wants to farm it.
Hunted by the forces of
Unfortunately, that's exactly the guy that they want to take the turret aggro. We're trying to get a call some like Triumph procs. I don't even know if she's there in the build, but we assume. Maybe not though. Maybe it's like, maybe it's coup de grace and the ability haste. I don't know if this is gonna work. Well, also we have Essence Reaver. Essence Reaver is very nice. Essence Reaver is the one that I was talking about. That's the one I remember thinking of in the patch notes. Because once they got rid of the change to... once they got rid of the change to the Sheen proc, and Bloodsong is such an integral part of the kit, that's where it came up. So Essence Reaver was the one I was struggling to think of when you asked me that. I was like, I know I was thinking about something. Essence Reaver. Could it ever be Essence Reaver? What do you think of Essence Reaver? That's my question for you.
The only way out of the mist is through it.
All right, we have to give them whatever we want. We don't need to ward yet because we know that they're going to be backing off onto these objectives.
I'm here to save them all, living and dead.
This is going to be my opportunity to go get wards in a defensive position. Probably should have been out faster. Definitely did not need to turn back for this. This is going to see rotations through our side of the map. Jin's going to be farming over here. We want to set up some...
My blood still flows, but I never do the same.
We're so fast, dude. We're like really fast. She helped me over it. That one little stutter step, right? She was going to catch me because she got all the move speed from these items. Alright, fine. We can get out of this one. Yeah, Essence Reaver solves her mana issue, and it's a much more complete, efficient item without a trough compared to Mana Mune. Alright, we're gonna give Talon an idea of what to do here. All right, so this is how it works. When you have your pool, all right, 100%, this is what you'd think would normally be what you get for experience. This is not what it actually is, but for basis, a cannon is worth 100 XP, okay? When you're a solo laner, you get 92% of a lane solo. When you split, you get 71 shared. And actually, they just patched this. So they might have even upped this number. What were the patch notes where they changed the experience? Let me make sure that we're using up-to-date numbers because they made it even better. That was not an ideal match, but that's okay. Experience, League of Legends, experience champion. Patches, patch. Patch history. 1410. All right, minion shared XP increased to 124 from 116. All right, so this... Oh, look at this. They made it to 95. And the shared XP was 116, but it was from a like shared pool, so you had more experience in the pool, but now you... How do I phrase this? There was more experience in the pool with multiple people taking from it, but you get a decreased amount because it's shared. But either way, this number basically went from 71 to like 75. Or wait, is it right here? Shared experience? No, this is still, XP is still 66. Alright, so we're taking averages. Okay, these are the changes. All right, 66. So even at low levels, we'll use 66 as a number. And then you get 1/4 of this, another 15, 16, So it's still 82. Okay, no. It's just going to be solid. Ignore these numbers. Cannon's worth this. Solo gets 95. You got 66 times 1.24. All right, so we're looking at 82. When you're sharing, you're essentially going to generate significantly more XP in the share than if you went solo. All right, and this is because of the value that you're getting off of this same cannon. If you're a Talon and you're by yourself, your team gets 95 XP. If you're Talon plus Senna, Talon gets 82 and Senna gets 82. So you're generating a significant amount of extra experience. Not only that, even if it were just that, that would just be game theory. Everyone should know this. You share experience, it's better. There are very few times that you don't want to do this, and it's when you want your players to hit exact spikes, and especially if you're behind, you throw that out the window because you want to get that recoup, you want to get back in, you want to generate the most amount of team experience possible. Let's go to the point where he started spam pinging, and we'll evaluate. There's a chance that we were just really wrong about what to do here, but this is a principle of playing this role and like how to play mid especially. So I think it's by now that this guy's already 1-3. Yeah, this guy just doesn't realize what's going to happen in that matchup. I think it's right here, right? So we're coming up, we're chasing back. We say, all right, that's the end of this. Okay, this is the spot. All right, so we're only last framing these things, and it's arguable that I should leave these anyways. But he's spam pinging to come in, and now he's wondering what to do. Okay, so let's look. Let's compare what's going on. We have Serrated Dirk and Boots compared to a Fizz that's going to come back with significantly more gold worth of item. Already 2-1 versus 1-2. When you're getting this experience and you're sharing, that part's okay. We just went through this. But more importantly, we want to shove and then get out onto the map. This person's invading. This person's looking at setting up a freeze, right? So we're talking about potential ganks here, potential support here. Worst thing you can possibly do in this spot is just pin yourself to your own turret. So let's roll the tape. We get the fast push in. We're not taking any CS. Right here, this guy's backing off to type. Rather than backing off to type, there's a couple different options. There's a couple minions in here, and it's post 5 minutes, so we could go for a plate. By pushing for a plate, we'd force the Eve to react. Let's put it on their vision. What do they see? All right, they know that they took this. Eve just went for... No, she hasn't even gone for her recall yet. That's wild. So she's got absolutely no power. She's looking to recall and get her first spike. This is going to be Stork Shoes plus Dark Seal plus something else, or maybe it's just a completed Mejai's. So instead of typing, we could be dealing significant chunks to here already. We could also already be dealing this, right? We could come over, he could help chunk these, deal extra damage, come back, never miss a beat, and he's just generated more for the team twice now. Not only has he gotten more experience for the team, but also we've dealt extra damage to the objective. And guys, it's not like he missed level 6 either, right? Unless, did he? I'll take it back. No, he hit 6 off the wave anyways, right? So it's not like he's missing. You can see people have this preconception, probably based on what they learned 10 years ago about how the game works. That wasn't even true then. People just didn't understand this, and they weren't Riot wasn't public about how the experience sharing works. But this is always good. Take this moment. If you're ever a mid laner, never ever ever complain about this. This is a good thing, right? Just like junglers not getting leashed is a good thing. It hides your position. That's the biggest thing possible. It lets your laner go get priority in their lane to get level 2 at the most critical point in the game. That's just something that should be meta, that everyone should be doing, and they don't. Certainly in this position, typing, not going to help you do anything. And in this position, look like how we get to move. We're talking about an invade here where 4v1, 4v0 in this area. We're going to completely take any fight that they want to give us. If he wants to take it, I think he's worried about getting the next round of experience. He certainly shouldn't be caring about level 7, but this is a window where you could just do so much more. Even if it were coming up and hitting the turret, why type? We just don't need to type. What happens if they're first tier mid? Well, hopefully that makes sense. We'll leave it at that. You just always share, push, do things together. This game works better together, and then you can move off, do your separate things. What happens when their first tier mid go down first and your bot lane tower is still up? Do you swap? You're still gonna swap if you're talking about 14 minutes into the game. You're not gonna swap right away though. Like let's say it's 10 minutes into the game. They've just gank and re-ganked your mid. They've already got, I guess at 10 minutes they couldn't have it. 11 minutes, they've got 6 grubs, and they're pushing your turret down. At that phase, you still wouldn't want to do it. Just because you're still talking about, well, maybe you would. Maybe you would. Let's do the math on this real quick. So if we're 11 minutes in, we're pushing level 7 versus level 9. If your own turret went down, you're talking about the so you're playing red team, and this goes down 11 minutes into the game, right? So we've got level 7, level 9. If we were to swap here, what would I want? Let's make sure we get this right. Mid laner still wants to be out on the map. It's still the most important spot on their game. Probably you're looking at 8 versus 9, frankly, if they get crushed this early into the game. What is this guy to do? He's 8. He's not going to be strong enough to roam and get kills. This is generally a spot. So classically, this would be if you're behind and you're losing this much, this laner would stay up here and they would play ping pong with the waves, right? Hard shove. Basically, level 7, 8, and 9 is when all your mid laners are going to be able to one-shot the wave. Essentially at 7 is when you have 2 Q rotations on almost every character is gonna push the entire wave, and by 9 sometimes you can just one-shot the entire wave. So classically in this position you don't lose anything else, right? They've taken what they're going to take. Your mid is going to be fine. By 14 minutes though, yes, you'd absolutely swap. Because A, you want to have most access to dealing the most amount of damage. Also, you're talking about level 11 on their mid laner, right? So this would be 11. And if you're staying down here and you're on this 8-9 range, this person can come down, dive you under turret if it's an assassin, or they can come make tempo plays. You're basically stuck here. Also, this is your support. This support needs to be able to umbrella out onto the map and control this area. Controlling this is not important, right? You have to be cognizant of Rift Herald, you have to be cognizant of Dragon, you're cognizant of trying to get this next turret. You want to be able to swing fights in both directions if they come up. So you absolutely need to get the support to mid. So generally, you're still letting this happen and you're ping-ponging in this position and you're waiting till 14 minutes. And 14 minutes is when these guys are going to come over to mid lane and you swap. Basically, irregardless of the situation, because you just need to get over to mid lane. You need to be able to go and put maximum pressure on here, defend maximum from this, and open up the support to get on the map. But basically, yeah, 7, 8, 9, this is what it means to be a mid laner. Every mid laner, by definition, is going to be strong at these levels in the game because it's auto push territory, right? You just push the wave and then you can go left or you can go right, up or down. And you don't get that from your AD carry, and you might end up getting pinned in spots where now they might push you. They're going to tuck you into this area. Now you're predictably standing under turret. You can't really go any further. This area, if we clear all the stuff on the screen, right? They push it in easily. You don't push it back. So now you're deciding, am I freezing it here? Well, suddenly freezing it there means that you lose control of both of your jungles, right? Because they can take this, push the wave, and they can go either direction, and you don't know. So you need to have the ability to push the wave back. That's the main difference, and that's why you're mage or... Hold on, I hear screaming upstairs. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm coming. Yep. What's up?
Bunny.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, let me just say goodbye to my people. Hello. All right, so that was we rescued 3 bunnies, and apparently we just put 3 of them into, or somehow into the maw of the cat. I don't know what happened, but the cat figured out how to get the bunnies. So I'm gonna go check that out. They're safe right now, and we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, pretty soon they'll be acclimated enough, and maybe we'll get them to say hi on stream. But yeah, it kind of crazy. That was wild. Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck with the Essence Reaver. Let me know how it goes. Let me just double check. I don't want to throw you to the wolves with this. Essence Reaver, let's go. This Essence Reaver hasn't changed. Item 2, get rid of this. So basically, if we lead off with Essence Reaver, no one's doing it. Hey, look at that. It should also have a decent win rate 3rd. Basically 2nd, right? So like afterwards. And this would be an indicator of where it's at. Look at that. Essence Reaver. Hopefully it works for you. All right. Yeah, I mean, Bloodsong gives you enough well, it does give mana, right? So it's extra mana on top. It's also a crit item, so you're basically going Essence Reaver into Infinity Edge like this. I'm positive Trinity Force is the best stat profile for Senna. The problem is Bloodsong is so ubiquitously Senna that people are going to play it no matter what, and you can see it's still the highest of the win rates of everything that's going on. And that's why once you go Bloodsong, you can't go Triforce. So in reality, you're picking between 2 different items. Which one's actually best? Maybe Senna with Triforce is good. Now, if you're a Senna player, have you ever played it mid against Malzahar? That's a field day. Have you ever done that? I think I have a 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, something like that. All S pluses, all Senna mids as counter picks to Malzahar. Because every time that they spawn the dudes, they all just go in a train, in a line. So you queue, it one-shots all of them, it kills all of them, and you get stacks for all of them at dying as minions, and it's so good. No, it's so good. It's so good. And in that build, for sure, you'd go Triforce. You could go Triforce, and then you could go... you might need mana. Essence Reaver would do the trick. Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge would be totally okay, but I'm positive that Triforce would be there. I doubt there's any games on here, and it probably has a low win rate. Basically, I'm only recommending it as a counter pick to Malzahar. But let's see if it even pops up. It should be the most played here, because that's when you'd want to do it. But it's so good against Malz. It's on the same territory that Alawi versus Silas was, where it's just like complete counter pick. You get to do everything well against this champion. It fits. But anyways, it's enough stuff to at least try out and go. I'm excited to hear how Essence Reaver and Infinity Edge does for you. All right, so I'm gonna go fortify this rabbit cage and see what we got. I appreciate you hanging out. All right, catch you next time. Oh, if you haven't checked it out on Reddit, Season 14, Vision explained at every level. Check it out. I think it probably the best write-up I've ever done about a topic, and I think it's super important, especially if you're playing support and you're playing Senna. You probably can enjoy it. All right, I'll catch you next time. Keep it surreal. Peace.